Hello, my name is Terry. This video will cover our investigation of the Lucas store that occurred in Potosi on October 16th, 2020. On the following day, on the 17th, I set up equipment at the Long Bantha Mansion. So in a few weeks, I will have footage from that investigation posted. The first two clips I want to show you contain EVP voices. What's noteworthy with this location is that most of the EVPs wound up on the cutting room floor because they are so weak and so poorly spoken that you can't hear what they're saying. And I believe that this ghost is doing it deliberately. It's quite capable of speaking loud and clear when it chooses to, but for the most part it speaks in a mumbling voice, and this has been a pattern that's gone on for years.
There's another object. Let's see if it's still over here.
917.
Yes. Do you see that umbrella there?
Mm-hmm.
Do you see the tassel?
Yeah.
The following clips contain some weak EVPs, but also what's noteworthy are some people are beginning to notice that cold spots are beginning to form in the sick room. There's also in one EVP a confession to a murder. This is very interesting and seems to tie in with the Frank Flynn case as a possible homicide. Or there might be a murder that took place at this location that we know nothing about.
It's a little bit colder since I walked back in this room.
And I'll have to tell you the contents of this box, but I'll wait for a little while.
Ooh, it is
Because
colder back here. I just felt
it
the
is.
cold wall. I've heard voices up here and murmurs and stuff, but I've never heard it be female or child. It's always been a man.
It's usually a man.
So that's very odd. Unless we've got some random passerbys right now.
Could you tell me what's in this box?
Yours are so quiet.
Some of the people were noticing that the cold spot was intensifying, that it was being accompanied by an electrical field. This is a static field that tends to make your skin feel like sparks are dancing across the skin. It's a tingly sensation. I've encountered similar things at Pythian Castle, upstairs in the foyer of the Queen's Room. At one event several years ago, when I moved my hand through this field, my hand went numb for nearly 2 hours. Just standing on the spot, people could feel the exact same sensation of it radiating up through the floors. This lasted for quite a little while until it dissipated and vanished.
I'm like freaking shaking.
That's what I thought.
Okay.
Do you have goosebumps?
Up and down my body.
Me too. That's what I was saying when it came up behind me. Like the back
Yeah,
of my
like it
legs
just,
and
like-
my behind right now are very cold.
Did it come up through your feet? Or
Yeah.
Yeah, because my feet are iceberg.
Yeah, yeah, mine are almost hurting. And I was so warm a minute ago.
Do you have like goosebumps on your legs?
Mm-hmm. Still do. And we're over 71, 72, like 2 seconds old. Yeah, it's right here. Did you do that?
I don't know. I don't know when we would, but it
My
felt
leg is like,
friggin'
What was also interesting is I stood in the exact same location that these women were standing, but I was not able to feel the cold spot or the static electrical field that they were. Could be that this was aimed specifically at women. Later on, I would move my hand lower to the floor, and with my hands I could feel that there was a statical electrical field accompanying it. And I did notice that there was a cold spot that would later occur that I felt on my elbow.
My feet are actually numb right now. They're so cold. cold.
It's not cold, but
My
I
right
like
one
to
is
do
not
like
so bad, my left
this,
one is almost
And I
not.
I can still feel it
Your left
on
one.
my leg,
And
my right leg.
And
It's
your right
next to
leg was against my, almost against my
Mhm.
left. And I still feel it like against the seam of my jean.
me. Let's get out of my pants. Let's
Right.
get out of that.
Even like the right side of like my leg is like touching it feels really cold right here. Or my right leg is freezing.
Left leg frozen.
have you been over on this side?
You gonna trade me spots? No?
I was gonna say if you swap spots. Sure you don't want to walk over to the other side?
Good.
It's like all warm and cozy.
Is it touching your hair?
Right
Or-
now,
Yeah.
it was.
Just that one time?
Yep. But it was definitely, now that I'm thinking of it, it was a female touching it. Because I don't know if it makes sense, but like the way she like felt like she was admiring the curls in my hair. Like it literally felt like a hand like went like this.
I kind of felt like
And went
just
like,
like that.
yeah.
Was it like a stroking?
Yeah. Would just go almost completely numb with cold. And the other one would be warm. But it was like it was coming up through the floor.
Which room were you the most uneasiest in so far? 58.
It's the one I didn't go in.
Which one was?
It was the first room when we came up the stairs.
Yeah, I don't like that one either.
For a moment I felt a cold draft on my right hand. Funny thing is, my hand is low to the ground. Maybe that has something to do with it.
The next EVP is very interesting in that it seems completely unrelated to everything we know. It's a ghost talking about their foreman. We don't know if this has something to do with a construction project, someone who may have lived in the building at one period of time, or someone who came in and maybe did some renovation work on the house, or maybe even the person who built the house in years past. But it's interesting to note that it seems to be tied to construction or someone who was an employee of one of the people who worked there. And why they're making this comment is unknown.
But she goes, it's the warmest room up in here. And I said, well, that's odd, because earlier, like what was happening with us, and I feel a lot warmer in here now. But as soon as we said that, it's getting colder. Her thing is literally dropping still, and it's a lot colder. It's by me and Jeremy. It's really
Yeah, I
cold.
was a lot warmer when I first walked in here, but now it's extremely cold. I'm gonna have to step out of here. I'm getting that like sensation in my back.
Okay.
Hey, are you getting... That's interesting. I just had something on my left arm.
Did you?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm getting like this. I don't like it. It's like I have like this creepy crawly sensation up my back.
Yes, I had it on my arm.
So what's your problem with Frank Flynn? He was a good man. He's the one who killed him?
Have you seen Frank Flynn? I get the shivers.
Really?
The next thing that happened was very interesting. It was physical activity. One man standing in the sick room doorway had a drink in his hand. It was a bottle. He was reporting that something was poking on the bottle that he was holding in his hand, and he could feel it through his arms that the bottle was being pushed at.
This one's light.
Oh, what the heck?
You can go ahead and talk into that if you'd like.
It hit my bottle like in my hand.
Really?
Yeah, I felt it like it was like a...
I need to just leave her alone.
Ask them who did it. It's just like something like flipped the bottle right in my hand. It felt like something just tapped it.
Laugh.
And you know, I was had it right here between my two fingers, and I felt it like it just like tapped it.
The next clip is very interesting. It's a 30-second clip, but yet it contains 3 EVP voices. But the peculiarly odd thing is that these voices are saying unrelated things to each other. It's not like a conversation between one entity and another is going back and forth. They seem completely unrelated and detached from each other.